The number 6 Portland Men's Roller Derby. Then at 3 o'clock, it's the number 4 versus number 5 Magic City Misfits versus Puget Sound. If you're just now joining us in our first bout to start things off here at Gateway to the Best, it was the top seed, Your Mom Men's Derby, with the 201-98 victory over Mass Maelstrom.
Yeah, and just during the halftime, I got a little fangirl about it. Yeah. So did you. You did it off the mic, though. Way to be professional.
Oh, my.
I couldn't contain my excitement for it.
I know you're excited about this whole weekend here, Val.
I love roller derby, and it's been a while since I've seen a high-level tournament. You know, it's very exciting to watch the athleticism, just hardcore derby, nonstop. Awesome.
And for you, you're friends with a lot of these skaters, but you've never had a chance to see them live and in living color out on the flat track.
I'm pretty excited about it. You know, there's this beautiful thing, and I just got to do a minor plug for it, called RollerCon.
Okay.
And, you know, a lot of people go, oh, that's just for the new kids. Oh, it's just a drunken party. Yeah, that can be what it can be if you like. If you just want to go to Vegas and hang out with people with fake names on their backs, by all means, go ahead and get wasted. But if you want to truly experience the beauty of flat track revolution, check out RollerCon, rollercon.com. It's the last weekend in July every year, and the reason why I'm so excited about watching some of these guys skate is because I've gotten to skate with them in the mixed co-ed scrimmages. All right, back to the action on the track. We have Dr. Feelgood, number 986, trying to barrel through a 2-wall at the top of the pack, but he's facing off against Debaucherous Prime. Debaucherous Prime, number 11 for the St. Louis Gatekeepers, and also lead jammer.
Prime had a great first half of action here and utilized and capitalized on the power jams here for St. Louis, and that's been the dictating tone of this bout here so far, as Dallas has played pretty tough, but they've had just way too many penalties in this one. So now with Debaucherous Prime on his first scoring pass here to start things off in the second half of play, getting some confirmation, wants to know how much time's left in this jam. Communication key here with the skaters, your blockers, and the bench, and that's definitely key there for Debaucherous Prime. He decides to call this one off 30 seconds in, and it looks like a couple of points will be notched up here by the Dallas Deception. We'll get the official confirmation, but one jam into the second half of play. Prime and the Gatekeepers want to start things out like they just did in the first half of play.
Now, Dallas Deception and St. Louis literally sliding into home plate is what it looked like they were doing, trying to take advantage of getting best positioning on that line. Each team only fielding 2 blockers. However, St. Louis certainly has the advantage, as unfortunately Dr. Feelgood is in the penalty box.
In St. Louis, that's called sliding Lou Brock style. That's how they do it. Shango Fett as your lead jammer here for St. Louis. They are in white. Dallas Deception, the number 7 seed, they are in red. We got a lot of blockers in the box here for the Dallas Deception. Shango Fett, very productive first half of play here for St. Louis. The score stands at 192-26, 28-30 left here in the regulation, and Shango Fett all the way through. Nicely done, 5 fingers in the air.
And out on the track, we do have Rhino and Bulk Bogan, whose dad is watching back in Texas. They're doing a great job staying together and communicating. It's really difficult when you have a full complement of blockers on the opposition and you're down to 2 skaters, and that's it, and no jammer.
And now it's a full box for Dallas, so really the numbers coming back to haunt them here on Shango Fett as he gets knocked to the outside. Nice work there
by Bulk Bogan.
Bulk Bogan, who's had his hands full here. A lot of hard hitting still going on in the straightaway. Near-death experience with that crushing blow. Meanwhile, it's Shango Fett with another 5 here for St. Louis. This has been a 15-point jam for the Gatekeepers.
All right, it looks like Dr. Feelgood is out of the penalty box.
With Shango Fett, and the bodies go a-tumbling. You could hear that one at home, ladies and gentlemen.
The only person that stayed on his feet was Rhino, by the way. Every other skater was on the ground.
They all went a-tumbling down as this
did.
jam continues on. Under 40 seconds left in it. Shango Fett is your lead for St. Louis. They are in white. They are the second seed. Winner of this one takes on the winner of number 3 versus number 6. This jam will reach its conclusion.
Beautiful teamwork by Neil Death Experience and Shango Fett. Shango Fett kind of using Neil Death as a balance of sort, kind of went into the eagle position, turned around, got out, called the jam. Nice work, you guys.
This action here this weekend in St. Louis County being brought to you by Vanilla Derby, introducing the newest Vanilla Derby products for the 2013 season, the straight jacket and the brass knuckle blackout boots. Brand new look made with Italian leather, now offering half sizes. Yes, upgraded Italian leather. Whatever you need, Vanilla Derby has you covered. Thank you so much to our sponsors taking care of us this weekend here on the internet stream and here at Midwest Sport Hockey. We are located in Queenie Park in Baldwin, Missouri. We're going to mop up the track here with 26:50 left here in regulation. St. Louis up 210-29. And, of course, you can talk to us here, hashtag AskMRDA. We will try to keep you up to date on any questions, inquiries that you might have. Let us know. Who do you think is going to take it all this year at the 2012 MRDA Championships? And you can also go down below here at Derby News Network and talk to us in the chat room down below. Everybody's been really civil this morning, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
there wasn't no
like
drama
that.
on a Saturday morning.
No, certainly not.
Well, this official timeout continues, so while we're at it, we'll also say hello to KDHX 88.1 FM to hear real DJs playing music that you won't hear anywhere else. Stream it all online at kdhx.org. That's 88.1 KDHX Independent Music plays here. And I will give a personal testimonial, my favorite radio station here in St. Louis. They are fantastic. Handrail's going to be your lead jammer here for St. Louis as we get the clock underway once again. 26:40 left in regulation. St. Louis, they've been dominant in this one here in St. Louis.
Handrail is facing off against number 88 in red and black for the Dallas Deception Ninja Please, trying to get past High Pains Drifter. High Pains Drifter with a perfect escort block to the outside. Very fast-paced pack. Whistles being blown. Let's see who's getting sent out. Nope, both jammers are going to stay in. And it looks like a cutting the track major. Whoa, we're going to have to wait for the call on that. I'm sorry, folks. So it's a low block major on number 88. That's Ninja Please. But at the same time, wow, Handrail also being sent off the track.
A tangling of the quads is how that all started out, and when it was all said and done, it looked like it was briefly both jammers sitting down, and now both are finally released. So now as this jam halfway through it, it's been an interesting jam, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice jump by Ninja Please, doing an apex jump.
You're getting everything and then some in this jam, ladies and gentlemen. And another penalty being assessed back-to-back here.
Wow. You know, unfortunately, penalties have been really hurting Dallas Deception. And now I think it's getting to the point where the skaters themselves are letting themselves get rattled. Ninja Please was doing a lot of talking to the bench instead of trying to get past Handrail, which he actually had a little bit of an edge on Handrail, and then instantly was sent to the penalty box. Not sure what the call was on that. Sorry, folks. But it's very crucial that when you spend a lot of time in the box, you let it go.
Yes. You
spend that time in the box thinking about what you are going to do in the next jam. Not just what happened, not why you're there. Of course, you know,
you can't fix it.
You can't change it. So what can you change? What you're about to do when you're on the track. So hopefully that's what's going on in the helmet of Ninja Please right now.
And you got a lot of derby to play this weekend. I mean, you still got to keep your head together and keep it straight. You can't get down on yourself with so much going on this weekend. And we still got bodies to tumble, and maybe it's a good thing this jam concluded, as we will get an assessment of points here, and it looks like we will have ourselves a timeout with 24:44 left here in regulation. And we will get you the official points. It looks like an additional 4 scored by St. Louis, and this will be a timeout called by the Dallas Deception. While we're at it, I want to say hello to some of our fine sponsors here, taking care of us here in Derby World this weekend. Design your dream skates with Rydell's exclusive Color Lab custom color package and their program at roller.rydellskates.com. Exclusive Color Lab custom color program, rydellskates.com.
And once again, I just want to give a shout out to one of the most badass women I've ever met in all my years of roller derby. Muffin, we love you. We're so glad you're doing well. I know you're tuning in. Hopefully they gave you the great meds during your surgery a few hours ago. onetoughmuffin.chipin.com. You know, now would be the perfect time to go make a donation, even if it's $2. I got to tell you, she has so many hospital bills right now. Unfortunately, she was not exactly taken in the most underinsured friendly hospital, and we all know how that goes because we all do this for the love of the game, not money or anything. But this is a time when we kind of need to step up and help our sister out. Lots of ligament and joint cartilage damage. Her fibula was splintered and shattered in 7 different places.
Wow.
Her foot was literally 180 degrees backwards. But now, luckily, her foot is back in its correct anatomical form. I had to write that down because I couldn't believe I was saying that. I was reading those words about a friend of mine. And she is not allowed to put any weight on it for 10 to 12 weeks. Now, do some math. That's 3 months.
Yeah, that
minimum.
seems like an eternity.
Minimum. And what a phenomenal skater this woman is. So please help your sister out. You know, if you're not sure who she is, I just ask you to do a little research. She's one of the most badass skaters I've ever seen in flat track derby. So help Caitlin out. Caitlin Kraus, also known as Muffin, skates for Denver Roller Dolls currently, has skated with the Muñecas Muertas of Duke City Derby. One Tough Muffin, ONETOUGHMUFFIN.shipin.com.
And I tell you what, the Derby universe has already responded very quickly. This happened just a couple of weeks ago, and the message has been sent. The Derby community, it does not take long for them to get involved and to help out and to assist. And I'm sure as the word spreads about this situation, more people are going to get involved. But as they say, any little bit helps. Considering the extent of the injuries that was suffered by Muffin. But, any way that you can spread the word, we would definitely appreciate it.
Within 12 hours, $5,000 was raised.
Wow.
And that sounds like a lot of money. But you know what's not a lot of money? $5,000 when you're looking at least 20 to 30, maybe more. Who knows how much physical therapy she's going to need. Who knows how much work she's going to miss. So $5,000 looks like, wow, she's doing great. Yes, she is. And thank you to all you people that made that happen within 12 hours of this website being up. But we can do so much more. So even if you take $1, or if you personally cannot afford it, if you're like, Valfonce, Muckety, man, I want to help her. You guys are talking about this lady a lot. She must be pretty important to you guys.
Well, she's very important to us.
Yeah,
and of course, hey, that's what the Derby, that's why it's a Derby community.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
gets involved.
It's Derby Nation, and we all fly under the same flag as far as I'm concerned. You strap 8 wheels on your feet, you're family to me.
Absolutely.
And even those of you that hold clipboards and whistles and whiteboards, yes, you also, too, are family.
Yes.
And, of course, those that hold microphones. But, it's imperative that we help this girl out because she really, really is such a great resource. I mean, she's a phenomenal skater, and she's just such a great teammate. Ask anybody from Denver or Duke City, and they will tell you 100% she is a phenomenal woman. So just imagine if we could raise $5,000 in 12 hours, what could we do this weekend? Let's see what we can do.
Yep.
Even if you can't personally afford to donate, more than $1 or $2, I know it seems silly, like, oh, Val, I don't want to donate $1. That's cheap. No, if every single person that's tuned in right now told their league mates, let's, as a league, all 120 of us donate $1 to Muffin. Let's
Before
make this happen.
Yeah.
That's $120. And if you multiply that by every league in, Derby Nation, don't make me do the math because I won't, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's the least we can do. And if you can't make a donation because you're in financial straits yourself, you're having a hard time, and that's understandable. There's a lot of skaters that might not have had as catastrophic of an injury, but we all have minor injuries or just life in general. Just push this on Facebook, push this on Twitter, help her out in any way you can, whether it's financial or just getting the word spread.
Yeah, awareness, a major, crucial component in getting the word out and helping out our sisters in Derby, especially here. And, of course, the MRDA also takes notice of things like that as well.
Oh, yeah,
so,
certainly.
Yep, absolutely. Do what you can to help out. And we, after this officials timeout here, we will get things back underway with action, updating our score. It's 234-29, St. Louis with the advantage. 24:44 left in regulation. It will be Magnum PIMP donning the star here for St. Louis. And this looks like it will be, well, we'll get the official confirmation. Looks like he is the lone jammer out here for St. Louis. We are getting an official call here for what our timeout was about, but we get underway with action. Number 2 versus number 7 with St. Louis and the Dallas Deception. So Magnum having his hands full and his quads full here against a very tough wall of Dallas Deception, but he does get on through, and he's your lead jammer for St. Louis.
Now, we do have an update from the penalty box situation. The reason for the official timeout and the lengthy one at that was that there was a challenge on the low block major that was called on Ninja, plus an insubordination call that was also called on Ninja because he was more or less arguing with the official who called him out on that. So we are sorry for the delay. It did help us get, hopefully, Caitlin a couple of coins in her coffer, but that's what was going on. Thank you for your patience, and, waiting for some more flat track derby action to get underway.
Yeah, and as we mentioned in our earlier bout today with myself and Spider, we have no problem with these extended timeouts.
Not at all.
We want to make sure that we get everything allocated for all the points.
I certainly don't mind a good official timeout when you're double checking on points.
That's right. So off of that last jam there, it looked like Magnum PIMP did score unofficially 7, so that extends the lead now to 241-29. St. Louis on a roll here with 23.5 minutes left here in regulation. St. Louis in white, Dallas is in red. set out there for the Gatekeepers.
That's Debaucherous Prime.
It is Debaucherous Prime. And once again here, and doing a bulk load of the jamming today is Ramthrax here for Dallas. It will be Prime as your lead jammer. Very solid effort here scoring-wise here for Prime, but he'll be the first to give credit to the solid wall of blockers up front. In this jam, it includes Led Zeppelin, also Kurt Mangle, also out there it's Zombie Jesus and High Pains Drifter, and they have had a solid bout as well.
Oh, yeah. They have been doing a great job, the three of them together. 4 points on the board, added to Debaucherous Prime's tally. 29 on the board for Dallas, 2:45 for St. Louis, 22:45 left to play.
Hello, Green Monster Roller Sports.
Hello.
Hey, if you're skating on crap, it's not from us. That's what the copy says, and crap was in all bold there.
Way to go, Short Bus and Quadzilla.
That's right.
Thank you for making it entertaining.
Green Monster Roller Sports. Check them out, greenmonster.com. Also, hello to Rydell Skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance. Visit them, Rydell Skates. And we thank all our sponsors, and we thank you for watching this weekend here on Derby News Network. A full slate of action still coming at you as this day progresses. Shango Fett for St. Louis as your lead jammer for the Gatekeepers, the number 2 seed heading into this MRDA post-season tournament.
Wow, big takeout. Was that Percy? Yeah, that was Percy Control, having excellent control and execution, taking out Dr. Feelgood. Percy has had Dr. Feelgood's number today, man. He's like stuck to him like a moth to a flame, but unfortunately this time Percy's going to take a trip to the sin bin for that hit.
Shango Fett notches up 5 here for St. Louis with about 1:20 left in this jam. St. Louis coasting along here at gateway to the best. Out there blocking-wise, double XL, and also taking a tumble there. It was Inquadable Hulk, and they had to stop play as it looked like Inquadable is not going to be able to get up, but he does make it up on his own power. He will go back to the bench. All things seem to be well.
Well, I don't believe that they actually stopped play. I'm not quite sure what happened. Well, Shango looks a little confused, so this is going to be interesting. Was the jam called because of that? So if in fact it was, as Shango seems to be slightly confused as to why that jam ended, but Inquadable will have to sit for a minimum of 3 jams.
Absolutely. We go with the same rule set as one finds in the WFTDA here. So that is the rule set that we are following. Meanwhile, it is 2 blockers in the box. That is Percy Control, and looks like Jesus out there for St. Louis. So the only 2 blockers out there, it's going to be Kurt Mangle and Jukebox Hero out there for St. Louis. And donning the star, it's going to be Handrail. But
Ninja Please getting out first, getting lead jammer, fighting past that 2 wall of white at the top of the pack. Handrail doing a little bit of tangoing at the back of the pack with Dick Diamond.
Ninja Please with Dallas's first lead jam, I should say, here in the second half of play. They need to start making some things happen here offensively, but it has not been easy with a very tough defense here by St. Louis being posted in this first round matchup. As we continue on, it looks like it will be 4 points given here to Ninja Please. So some much needed points being posted here by the Texans. Meanwhile, St. Louis still has Percy Control sitting in the box, so a full blocking complement out there for Dallas. Everybody's out there for the fellows from Texas. Ninja Please here now trying to get around the slowed down quads of Kurt Mangle. Has to let him through, and he gets on through. It will be another 4 points here for Ninja Please. 5. It will be the full 5. So now Ninja Please making a 9-point jam count here. Looking to add more with about 55 seconds left in this jam, under 20 altogether in this period.
Handrail is now out and eligible to score. Ninja Please looking to pick up a few more points before he decides to call the jam. He's got 1 blocker left at the top of the pack, puts his hands on his hips and says, thank you, but I'm done here. Picked up 3 more points, 19 minutes and 24 seconds left to go. 41 on the board for Dallas, 250 for St. Louis.
Yes, it has been impressive for the host squad here as we're coming to you from Midwest Sport Hockey in beautiful Queenie Park in Baldwin, Missouri, located out in St. Louis County. This is the official home track of the St. Louis Gatekeepers as well as the WFTDA's arch rival Roller Girls. This is a fantastic facility and very cooperative folks that run this facility.
Is this the new venue for arch rival? I guess it's been a while since I've been in one of their home games.
They just completed their second full local season here.
Oh, wow,
we
excellent.
actually had to have our championships a couple of years ago at the last minute.
Yeah.
So it's been the long-time venue here for St. Louis, and the folks at Midwest Sport Hockey, sensing that Derby is good, especially for their business, decided to host arch rival as well. So it's been a great partnership, and the Gatekeeper said, yep, we would love to have you here as well.
And Ramthrax was out first, your lead jammer for the Dallas Deception. Wow, a nice little tango. Magnum PIMP is having a good laugh. That's going to be a fourth minor low block for Magnum PIMP. Ramthrax is saying, slow it down. Ramthrax getting out and under. Nice work. We're going to see 5 points picked up by Dallas Deception's Ramthrax. Oh, Ramthrax is talking to the official. Illegal procedure. No mouth guard, he says.
Oh,
illegal procedure, major.
So that's, wow.
I know that's a frustrating penalty, but I got to say, it's crucial that that's a major, because should he be out there without his mouth guard, he could sustain a very serious concussion, and nobody wants any of that. Out of the box now, and scoring is Magnum PIMP.
So now both jammers back out there for both Dallas and St. Louis. It is Magnum PIMP with about 45 seconds left in this jam. Still hard hits going around in turn 4. Magnum bust on through. That'll be 5 points here for St. Louis. The lead now, 2:55 to 46. St. Louis on a roll here. Meanwhile, here for Dallas, it is Ramthrax looking to collect points himself. He's had a frustrating bout here in the last couple of minutes, being sent off against his own offense. Now it is Magnum PIMP here with another 5 for St. Louis, extending this lead once again. Under 20 seconds left in this jam. Penalties becoming crucial factor here in this one. Dallas has committed way too many here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate because they had a couple of gifts from the Derby gods, but, you know, penalties happen, and you got to tighten them up. Down goes Magnum PIMP. Whistle's getting blown. 4 more points for each team.
So the clock showing 16:50 and counting in this first round matchup here at Gateway to the Best between the number 2 and the number 7 seeds. Coming up at 1 o'clock here on Derby News Network, we will see number 3 versus number 6. I know you are excited about that one.
Yes, I am.
New York Shock Exchange. I mean, you were blowing kisses. You were getting high fives.
I was not blowing kisses. I was doing fist bumps. I was doing fist bumps.
They were blowing kisses to you.
They were blowing, and I was waving excited like I just saw Mickey Mouse at Disney World. It was very exciting for me.
Shock Exchange play in Portland coming up at 1 o'clock. Later on, Magic City versus Puget Sound.
All right, we got a new jammer here. Uncle Jesse McNasty. I believe he's one of the captains of the Dallas Deception, jamming for the dudes in red. But out first, Debaucherous Crime, number 11, getting lead jammer for St. Louis.
Gatekeepers looking really solid in this second half of play. In fact, they've looked solid since about the 25-minute mark of this first period of play when they opened up a huge lead. Bodies go a-tumbling around turn 1, but this jam continues, and now we are going to have a stoppage of play with an injured skater down on the track for Dallas.
Okay, and it looks like the medics are going to be coming to the aid of the skater who's down. Now, this is always unfortunate when we have an injury, but I always like to teach a little derby history. Some people may not know the practice. You'll notice if you look around the track, the ladies and gents that are out on the track are all taking a knee. Now, a lot of people go, well, why are we taking a knee? This was a tradition that was started by the Detroit Derby Dames. Derby Girls. Whoa. Nice work. Frankenbeans up and Adam. He's going to have to at least sit out for 3 jams minimum. But the reason why Detroit Derby Girls decided to do this was they don't care what color jersey you're wearing. If you got skates on, we're all on the same team. So they brought this tradition out to Derby Nation, and thank you so much for Detroit for being so considerate and so thoughtful and so badass on the track, by the way. But yeah, so whenever you see taking a knee, you could thank Detroit Derby Girls for that.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, as friends of many those first responders out there, communication is so imperative out there when you're treating a person that is beset with an injury. You got to have it quiet so you can understand. And in cavernous places, loud spaces such as this, sometimes communication is not quite so clear. So everybody being mindful and respectful of the situation. You turn down the music, you turn down the house mics, everybody stays quiet, everybody takes one knee, because you want constant and fluid communication between the EMTs and the skaters. But fortunately, Frank Beats, he's going to be all right in this one, it looks like. So we get back underway with action. 15-15 left here in regulation. St. Louis's leads at 273-250.
Wow, Ninja Please got a little assistance from the Gatekeepers. They blocked each other. Haven't seen that yet today. But Percy Control is angry that he blocked his teammate, so he decided to take it out on everyone in red.
And anger is one letter shy of the word danger, and that's what you have to be careful about with Percy Control.
Oh, yes, you do.
Shango Fenn out there jamming, but it is as lead jammer once again here. And he's had a nice job. Ninja Please. He's had his really tough bout here, but he's doing a nice job of making things tight as enough as they can here for Dallas. And if you're Dallas, hey, you still got a lot of derby to play, not only left in this bout, but for the whole weekend long. And we're going to see some great things from them. Shango Fett scores additional points. He'll get at least 3, if not got 4 and a fist pump there. I know his family's excited watching it here
Yeah.
on Derby News Network. They are great
and
supporters
he was pretty excited about that because he eked by and got those at the last second. So nice work by Shango.
He's an excitable guy just to begin with anyway.
He's great. He's another skater who I was lucky enough to skate with at RollerCon. I cannot stress enough to all of you tuning in at home how important and awesome and amazing, yep, I just said amazing, Hambone, sorry, RollerCon is. You get to skate with skaters on every level. It's phenomenal, so check it out if you haven't been yet. Back to the action on the track. Let's see what's going on out here. It looks like Uncle Jesse is going to be jamming again. Yeah, Uncle Jesse McNasty fights his way through, gets lead jammer. Only his second jam this whole bout.
He's up against Handrail, who finally busts through the attack. So both jammers now on their scoring pass here, and we'll see if Dallas can keep this little bit of offense rolling here. They're looking really nice here in the last couple of minutes. But a nice work of defense there by Sweet Tooth.
Oh, beautiful work by Uncle Jesse, though. It kind of did a creepy octopus where you got suction cup to Sweet Tooth, turned around, went back forward, turned around, went on the apex. Excellent work. 5 points picked up by Uncle Jesse.
Meanwhile, Shango Fett, or I should say that is Handrail, getting 4 points himself here as the jam will be called off. So a nice collection of points there by Dallas, trying to make this one respectable and trying to send a message to the other squads here at Gateway to the Best. Yep, we may be down by a significant margin.
We are not out.
We are not out. We are ones to be feared here this weekend, especially if you got us later on today or earlier on tomorrow. And as this bout reaches its conclusion, we'll kind of tell you how the bracket looks so far and what is going to be in store for these teams that played in our first 2 bouts later on in the afternoon, because we still got 4 bouts to go here before this Saturday is reached its conclusion. Lead is 281-59, and it will be Magnum PIMP as your lead jammer for St. Louis. 12:40 left to go in regulation. St. Louis, the number 2 seed coming into this one here. They are the host squad. They are in white against Dallas, the number 7 seed. They are in red. Nice work there by Ramthrax to get on through. He's had a really solid bout.
Yeah, some tight footwork right there, getting just past that apex curve, getting out, not going to be lead jammer, of course, because, wow, Magnum PIMP doing a 180, calling it as he does so, picked up lead jammer. Called the jam after picking up 4 more points for St. Louis. 59 on the board, 285 for St. Louis, 59 for Dallas. 12 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in this game.
Howdy to the fine folks at Ringster. To record and publish roller derby statistics in real time, that's what you can do. All you got to do is visit ringster.com. That's RINXTER, Ringster. And they are in full force here this weekend at Gateway to the Best. And, of course, we saw them through the WFTDA, well, the first 4 of the Big 5, and that's action that's coming up in just a couple of weeks in Hotlanta. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, and isn't Ringster actually helping the New York Stock Exchange getting to England?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Look at how phenomenal they are.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the next break here as we got bodies a-tumbling and in the front.
You got to be Rad, or also known as Brad Isaacs, number 420. Out first, not going to be lead jammer, though. Unfortunately, had a minor track cut. So we got Debaucherous Prime facing off against Dr. Feelgood, who is blocking now. Let's see, did he get it? No, there's going to be no lead jammer on this. No lead jammer for this jam, so we're going to have a full 2-minute jam as You Gotta Be Rad is jamming for the first time today.
So You Gotta Be Rad out there for Dallas. It's Debaucherous Prime for St. Louis. We're going to go the whole 2 minutes here, and it has about 1:20 left in this jam. Under 11 minutes altogether. Nice work there by Debaucherous Prime. And it looks like he will get, as they make the official confirmation, 4 points for Debaucherous Prime. So both jammers looking to score points. Debaucherous Prime is going to slow things down a little bit.
Well, and you might as well. I mean, you got 10 minutes and 39 seconds left. It looks like they sealed the deal on this bout, but they have a lot of skating ahead of them.
Yep, all throughout, well, not just in this bout, but all throughout the course of the weekend, and you kind of hope that we saw a lot of physicality in this one earlier on, but we hope the emotions stay in check as the final 10 minutes go away, because you don't want to see anybody getting hurt when you've got a margin of 250 points. Debaucherous Prime around for another 5 here for St. Louis.
You know, and of course, unfortunately for the fans of Dallas, it's 240. That's a sizable gap. It's going to be ultimately impossible to regain with 10 minutes left. So St. Louis is looking at it like this. They're going to be facing off against a winner between Portland and New York. So why waste it? Why waste the gas you have left in your tank? Kind of take it easy, chill it out, slow it down a little bit. Maybe focus on some strategy that you need to perfect. Wow, there is 1 skater on the track currently for Dallas as the jam does expire. And Dallas is going to have to clean up their penalty problems as they move on in the tournament.
Yeah, and for Dallas, you're going to have one more game to play today. Looking at the brackets here, the loser of this contest, and it always makes me uncomfortable. The one that suffers defeat. Yeah, the one that suffers defeat, the one that does not make it into the semifinal round. They're going to be playing on later on this evening at 7 o'clock, and we'll find out who the opponents obviously are going to be as the day progresses. For St. Louis, if they maintain, and it looks like they will this victory, they won't play again until tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., so this is going to be their only bout for the day. So the top 2 seeds, this is kind of what they were hoping. Get their games out of the way early on in the morning, and then watch the competition and adjust and see what went right and what you need to work on as the weekend progresses and as the day progresses.
And not only are they going to have the time to rest and study and stalk the other teams, but they are also playing at 11 a.m. That's a pretty cush position right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not too far in the day where you spend so much time in the venue that you mentally get drained, and it's also not too early in the day where you're just like, why am I not sleeping right now? I think the 11 a.m. bout is one of my, one of the most ideal positions for them to be in. So, congratulations on that lucky draw.
Yes, the scheduling gods had this one all figured out perfectly here.
They always do.
New York Shock Exchange Portland coming up at 1 o'clock straight up here on Derby News Network. Then it's Magic City versus Puget Sound. That's going to be at 3 o'clock. Later on, we're going to see the consolation bracket into full play. We'll see games at 5 and 7 o'clock. You can catch all the scoring and the brackets as they're updated here at Derby News Network. And, of course, you can talk to us, #AskMRDA. So we would love to hear from you. Officials timeout being called here with 9:35. Let's give a pause for the cause and give a little loving to some of our sponsors here, including Rydell Skates, handmade by expert craftsmen in the USA for over 65 years. That's Rydell Skates. And we made mention of how important Ringster is to International Roller Derby. Well,
to all of Derby.
Yes, absolutely. Well, they're going to be supporting, and they are proud to support, the Shock the UK Roller Derby Tour of England in November of this year. The New York Shock Exchange will play both Manchester's New Wheeled Order and London's Southern Discomfort in an effort to expand the MRDA across the Atlantic.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
It's nothing but greatness is what I'm saying.
Well, the greatness in those leagues' names, by the way.
Yes.
Nice work, New Wheeled Order and Southern Discomfort. Oh, yeah, I love you already. But thank you to Ringster for making this opportunity available to the New York Shock Exchange. It is so imperative that the men's leagues across the globe get this kind of quality, this kind of high-level gameplay of skaters to go out and teach them the ways. I mean, that's the only way we all get better, right? You get beat up, you get your booty kicked. Hopefully you learn something along the way. I mean, that's how every league that you see just becoming a monster powerhouse, that's how they did it. They fought so well, unless you're Gotham.
And that's a great representation.
Gotham is just scary awesome. And only.
Absolutely.
But yeah, those are two phenomenal leagues in the WFTDA. But, I mean, that's how the majority of leagues out in flat track derby today have improved their gameplay, is just by getting their butt kicked by teams that are better than them and helping them out, So thank you to Ringster for making that opportunity possible for New York Stock Exchange and New Wheeled Order and Southern Discomfort. Now back to the action on the track. Looks like we have a lead jammer once again in white from St. Louis, the Gatekeepers' own Shango Fett.
Under 9.5 minutes left to go here in regulation. 20 seconds into this jam. St. Louis is busted open, triple digits on the 300 side. It's 309 to 62 as Shango Fett's going to add on to that. Getting all the way around for 5 points here for the Gatekeepers, the number 2 seed. They've looked very, very solid in this one, both offensively and with the blocking scheme up front. Those fellas have been working hard throughout this 60 minutes.
Forcing, speaking of hard worker, Ramthrax doing a lot of jamming today, keeping his cool every single time. Man, forcing him to the infield. Another big hit right there. Nice work. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite see the jersey number. I think that was Bled Zeppelin.
Yep.
Excellent work by Bled Zeppelin.
Yeah, you see the size out there for St. Louis. That's a lot of muscle out there with Bled Zeppelin, Percy Control, Double XL, and Neil Death Experience, Shango Fett. Well, the thinnest guy, I guess I could say, out there for St. Louis. That's a lot of muscle that's making those walls happen.
Well, it's a beautiful combination. A lot of muscle with the defense and a lot lot of hustle on your offense.
I like that terminology.
Boom.
That's fantastic. We're going to put that in quotes and put it up on the big board here in just a little bit.
There you go.
8 minutes left here in regulation. Under 30 left in the jam. A 4-scoring pass here for Shango Fett. Another 5 here for St. Louis. Shango, a solid bout here this afternoon, this morning here in St. Louis. The home track here, the Gatekeepers. Nice work slowing down the pace here. St. Louis once again. Shango Fett. We'll see if he can get one more scoring pass in and another skater down, it looks like.
Beautiful work by Double XL. Unfortunately, the skater hasn't recovered quickly. I want to say that is Ramthrax, that is the jammer, but that was a perfectly legal, excellent sternum block by Double XL.
The angle you see here, and that is number 90.
Yep, that's Ramthrax.
Ramthrax. We have multi-camera hookups here, and we want to thank your patience and cooperation. We do not have overlaid graphics in this one. We've been doing our best to try to keep you up to date on the scoring and the time on the clock. We are going to try to get that situated as the weekend progresses, but nonetheless, our volunteers doing a great job of bringing you the action this weekend.
And hopefully we'll have positive updates of all the athletes that have had requested, or required rather, medical attention. Looks like Ramthrax is getting up, being the trooper that he has been for the last hour or so, and he always is every time he plays. 62 on the board for Dallas, 332 for St. Louis, 7:17 left between these two teams.
Good to see. Good to see Ramthrax back up on the quads on his own power there. We reset things here. One skater in the penalty box. That's Double XL here for St. Louis. That's the lone blocker in the box. So it's the full walls and full pack here for Dallas. They are in red. Up front for St. Louis blocking wise, it's Kurt Mangle. Also, it is High Pains Drifter. And rounding it up, it's Jukebox Hero. And we have Beast Jerky, the lone red skater who's challenging the pivot line, facing off against High Pains Drifter. High Pains Drifter. They're kind of eyeing each other out. Great crowd here this morning in St. Louis. We started things off at 9 a.m. Central, and we've got great representation, both men's and women's leagues. We've seen a lot of close by neighbors here supporting the cause, like the arch rival Roller Girls, St. Juck's Derby Chicks, and of course many of the squads from the MRDA who are not competing in the tournament coming out here this weekend. It's Handrail as your lead jammer for St. Louis. And St. Louis looking to extend this lead even further. Under 7 minutes left to go in regulation. 1:40 left in this jam. Handrail is facing off against Ninja Please, the jammer for Dallas. They're going to have to let him go. Looking for the call there, not going to get one. Ninja Please out of the pack now, eligible to score, but there goes Handrail going around the outside thanks to the help of number 21 himself, Kurt Mangle. Excellent, excellent pack player, that guy. It's like he has eyes in the back of his head. He is a solid one out here for the St. Louis Gatekeepers, and of course this is a league that's been very instrumental in the resurgence of Derby in the St. Louis area. They were founded back in 2008. They just recently completed their second full local season. They have
home teams,
three home teams. Yep, two travel teams.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yep, it's good to see, and there's a lot of output from the community that's wanting to help them out and spread their message throughout the area. And they've been a very it goes with any league, a very hard-working league. Yep. They like to take it up to the next level, and when it came out, you know, who wants to host the 2012 championships, they put their hands in the air and said, oh, yeah, we'd love to do that. And they have been looking forward to this weekend for almost a year's time, if you really want to talk about it. Yeah, as we all have, actually. Like, as soon as I heard that St. Louis was hosting it, I knew I had to be here. We had to take the weekends off, that's for sure. Definitely. Oh, nice maneuvering by Dr. Feelgood, staying on his tip-top toe stops. Magnum, Magnum PIMP as your lead jammer here for St. Louis. Meanwhile, some collision, some tumbling going down, and Midwest Sport Hockey almost came crumbling down there. Big hit by Bolt Bogan, and Pops has got to be smiling down in Texas after that one. He's going to have to go off, though, for a penalty. That was one of those hits that may not have been totally kosher, but was totally worth it. You got your money's worth. Exactly. At this point of the game, see what you can do. Yes, we got ourselves a timeout with 5:07 left in regulation. Don't forget. Looks like a team timeout is going to be charged to the bench of, I'm sorry, now it's looking like an official timeout. We're going to see if St. Louis got charged that timeout or not. Yeah, it looks like they have to stop the scoreboard clock, excuse me. Well, if you're joining us here, if you're just now joining us here on Derby News Network, well, shame on you. You should have been here from the get-go this morning at 9 a.m. as we had ourselves. Muck is shaming you. Well, I'm kiddingly, with kid gloves, of course. And we had ourselves the top seed, your mom men's Derby, getting the 201-98 victory over Mass Maelstrom out of Massachusetts. So Massachusetts will find themselves in the consolation bracket. They will be playing later on at 5 p.m. Central And we'll see who their opponents are going to be here in just a little bit. And, of course, Dallas Deception, they are the number 7 seed. They will go to the consolation bracket, and they will play at 7 o'clock Central. And if you want to update, just check us out here at Derby News Network. You can visit the chat room, or you can talk to us. Hashtag AskMRDA to get your full coverage of what's going on here this weekend.
So now right behind us, it's pretty exciting. Who do you see? The New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
Getting ready to take on Portland's men's roller derby. I'm so excited. I believe it'll be my first time seeing a full Portland's men's bout, excuse me. And then across the track, who do you see? Magic City. They're standing there stalking out the competition, all rocking their classic green and yellow, representing the America's Panhandle, the great state of Florida.
Yeah, I got a lot of fans from Florida watching in the Keystone, or not Keystone State, Florida Keys watching this weekend. Geography also not a specialty of mine. Mathematics, geography, world history. Nope. Not at all.
Well, what's brilliant about that is that we have our good friends at Ringster.com to do the math for us. So for years now, I've been saying how math is hard. I can no longer say that because of Ringster.
Math is now easy.
Math is now easy with just a click of the mouse. Thank you, Ringster.com.
Or at least for me, it's tolerable, I guess, mathematics.
It's almost enjoyable when I actually get to see what the numbers mean because Ringster does it for me.
That's why the Mrs. Muck is in charge of the checkbook at home. She does all the number crunching.
That's why my bank is my mattress. I keep all my money under it. Just kidding. Just kidding.
340 to 62. Our score here at Gateway to the Best. 5:08 left here in regulation. It's been 2 fun bouts here so far, and we thank you for coming along for the ride. Keep in mind, 4 more bouts for the remainder of the day.
Yeah, we have a lot of bouts still. Oh,
yes.
A lot of brutal, awesome bouts.
We will have 5 bouts tomorrow as well. We'll kick off our coverage at 9 a.m. So we've got bouts coming up at 1 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock.
Bout o'clock. I just like to call it bout o'clock.
Bout o'clock at the top of the hour.
So, you know, I'm very excited about the next game.
I know. And that's going to be a fun one.
I'm going to sit there and be a fan.
Well, defending champs.
Yeah, oof. It's going to be a nail-biter for sure. But I'm very excited for Game 4.
Yes.
At 3 p.m. Not only do I get to do the call here, I believe myself and Bob Noxious, will be doing the call. But it is going to be Magic City versus Puget, which I think is going to be a very, very intense bout. Yeah,
that's a coin flip. That's going to be a tough one to call. Debaucherous Prime as your lead jammer here for St. Louis, and even 5 minutes left here in regulation. St. Louis 340. It is Dallas 62. So now with Debaucherous Prime matched up, the hard-working Ninja Please. He's had a very, very busy morning here in St. Louis. Debaucherous Prime now on his scoring pass, gives close watch, and he will call off this jam. Nice work by Ninja Please to get back into action there, and it's actually going to be a 3-3 stalemate on the jam here. Good efforts across the board by both those jammers there. 3:40 left here in regulation. St. Louis, after the 3-3 stalemate, maintains the margin at 343 to 62. Dallas coming in as the 7th seed with a record of 3-1. A good solid season with a pair of victories over the Cowtown Butchers and over the Twin City Terrors. So the Dallas Deception jumping up into the rankings and making their trip here to the MRDA Championships, as we will see Shango Fett at the line for St. Louis. And donning the star once again here for Dallas, it will be Ninja Please.
Very long, spread out jam start. We have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. 65 on the board for Dallas, 343 for St. Louis out of the pack first. Lead jammer once again awarded to Shango Fett.
Coming back into play, Neil Death Experiment, or I shouldn't say, that's Duplex Hero back into the action here.
I want to know what toe stops Dr. Feelgood skates on. That dude has blown my mind. I have to keep pounding on the table every time he gets hit because he does something phenomenal on his toe stops.
And he makes it look effortless when he does it.
I'm like, is he even wearing toe stops? Does he just have magnets in the bottom of his feet?
That's right. We got to check the flooring here.
This gentleman is one stellar, agile skater.
Yeah, we're seeing some great individual efforts, great team efforts here, but yeah, we're seeing the best of the best at the gateway to the best, and
always.
That's truth in advertising here with the MRDA, and we know you're enjoying the action here, and hey, if you're within driving distance, I'd say come on down tomorrow to St. Louis up or across.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have...
If you got a credit on Southwest, use it for this. Get to St. Louis.
Absolutely. Out in front, it will be handrail for St. Louis as your lead jammer. 2:45 left in regulation. The lead now 3:47 for St. Louis. It's Dallas 65. So Handrail looking to extend the margin here for St. Louis. More whistles coming out.
Facing off against Ramthrax, who's fighting to get past. Gets taken out at last minute by Inquadable Hulk.
Yep, who's back into play. Kurt Mangle also giving assistance
there he is
as
again,
well.
Kurt Mangle. He's like, at any given moment, he's going to be on the jammer. He is an excellent defensive player. Nice work by Kurt Mangle.
He's like a bad penny. It just never goes away when he's out there.
That guy. He's like a bad Journey song.
As Handrail here on the straightaway. Well, we've had Britney Spears reference. We've had Katy Perry reference. It's only apropos
it's
that
early.
we also have
It's
Jody. As Handrail will call off the jam, a flat 2 minutes left here in regulation. St. Louis skating comfortably in this one here.
And that was a 4-0 jam in the favor of Handrail and the Gatekeepers of St. Louis.
So, I'm sorry?
I was just going to point out, Dr. Feelgood, as I said, has some amazing footwork. So for those of you that may be familiar with his history, if you'd like to chime in, please, I would love to know some more information about him, because I am seriously going to go up to him and shake his hand after this game. He has had some brilliant toe stop action. So if anybody knows a little bit of info, I personally, as a fan of Derby and as a commentator, I sure would love to know. Looks like we're going to have an official timeout there, Muckety.
And it looks like it'll give us one final chance to say hello to some of our fine sponsors this weekend, including Green Monster Roller Sports. Hey, if you're skating on crap, it's not from us. Check them out. Green Monster Roller Sports. Also, hello to Ringster to record and publish roller derby statistics in real time. To learn more, find out by visiting the website ringster.com. Great sponsors here this weekend. We thank them so much for helping us bring you this coverage of Gateway to the Best here, emanating from St. Louis.
And we have Uncle Jesse once again jamming for Dallas. This is only his 3rd jam of the day.
So we will have 1:25 left in regulation as the whistles get things back underway.
And he's facing off against Magnum PIMP, which this is his 3,000th jam of the day.
Yeah, it's been a very, very busy day for Magnum PIMP.
Oh, but not quick enough. There you go. Uncle Jesse up the inside. They're kind of trading barbs, if you will. Both of them are smiling, having a good laugh at this, knowing that their game is about drawing to a close. Why not have some fun? Uncle Jesse and Magnum PIMP doing a little dance together. He goes, all right, you schooled me, sir. I got this.
Yeah.
Pause the jam.
Smile and a wink on that one there.
That was an excellent, excellent, excellent jam.
Yeah, that was fun to watch, that's for sure. And all these bouts have been fun to watch. Just our first 2 that we've got here so far, and we got a big one coming up in just a little bit with the New York Stock Exchange of Portland, and of course Puget Sound Magic City later on today. Reaching 30 seconds left here in regulation. St. Louis sports the 356-65 lead, so they will head on to the semifinals. They'll take on the winner of our next bout coming up later on. So in what's going to be potentially the final jam here of this first round contest with St. Louis and Dallas, it's going to be Debaucherous Prime donning the star for St. Louis.
And Ninja Please for Dallas.
Ninja Please, a chance for you to be starstruck one more time here by Ninja Please. And look out, looks like we will
get lead jammer.
Yeah. So wanting to put an exclamation point here on the end of this one here is Dallas as the period clock reaches its conclusion. We still have 1.5 minutes left to go in the jam clock, so we'll see how this one sets up. Looks like it will be Ninja Please racking up some points here on the straightaway. Nicely done in front, and he will notch up a full 5 here for Dallas.
5 points as the excellent defensive work by the Jensen Red are keeping Debaucherous Prime in the pack. Now he is out and eligible to score, but here is Ninja Please trying to rack up a few more points. He's got to get past Percy Control, Inquadable Hulk, and Bled Zeppelin. What a deadly trio out there.
Yeah, that's not an easy task, that's for sure.
That's the kind of lineup that Derby nightmares are made of.
That's when you run for the exits.
Wow, somebody's kneecap just took a run for the exit. Luckily, that's going to be the end of the jam. No harm, no foul, everybody says. That's going to be game. Let's see what that final is. 72 on the board for Dallas. 359 for St. Louis.
Wow, sending a message here in this first round matchup. Well, both our top seeds have sent messages here, and if they're going to inevitably battle each other, it would be in the championships. But hey, we got a lot of derby to play, but an impressive victory here for St. Louis. We're going to hold it unofficially at 359 to 72. So St. Louis moves into the semifinals here, and for Dallas, pretty good effort. I mean, they got hit by an offensive juggernaut here, a very solid team effort here by St. Louis. But Dallas, like we said about Massachusetts here earlier today, some great things that we saw from them in this bout as well. So we're definitely going to have to pay close attention in the consolation bracket, because that one potentially is going to be just as interesting as our semifinal bracket.
Oh, actually, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm very, very excited to see how that's going to pan out. But congratulations to the hometown heroes, the hosts of our tournament, the St. Louis Gatekeepers. It has been a pleasure to work with you, Muckety Muck. Thank you for bearing with me.
I've had a lot of fun. It's a plum pleasure, pleasure meeting you and working with you, and I look forward to seeing you again this weekend.
Oh, certainly. And I'll be back on the call. Are you done for the day, sir?
I am done. I have to attend a wedding. Not my own, but somebody else's, but that's going to be a fun one. Here's what's going to be fun. A quick story. The bride works in television news. The groom is a former professional wrestling manager. So we've got news anchors, we've got editors, we've got wrestlers.
Wow.
Somebody's going to get hit with a folding chair, I got a feeling.
And it's going to be beautiful.
They should charge a cover charge to this wedding reception.
Ooh, speaking of beautiful, look who we got on the track. Some of the Puget Sound Outcasts. Oh, I'm so excited for that one. They're going to be facing off against Magic City at 3 p.m. But up next, starting at around 1-ish. Let's see, are we on time?
Yeah, I think we're going to be okay.
We're going to say yes. Sure, why not? Starting at 1 p.m., we have the New York Shock Exchange facing off against Portland Men's Roller Derby. I cannot wait. It's been a pleasure, as I said, Muckety Muck, to work with you. We're going to be signing off here shortly. My name is Val Capone.
And I'm Muckety Muck. Final score, once again, unofficially 359 to 72. Gatekeepers moving to the semifinal round. More action on Derby News Network from Gateway to the Best in just a second.